Moving on to question 9 from Logical Reasoning drill set number 8 over at lawhub.lsac.org. We can see we've got a standard inference task. It just states which one of the following is most supported by the statements above. So that means we're looking at a set of facts in the prompt on the left-hand side, and then we're going to highlight them in individual colors so that we can differentiate those facts as we cross-check the answer choices to determine exactly which one guaranteed is going to be true based solely on the information provided, looking to eliminate answer choices for things that are extreme, things that need additional information to be certain that they are true, or things that are actually a reversal of the information presented. So starting at the top, doctors have long known that high blood triglyceride levels render a person more likely to contract heart disease, and that adequate metabolization of polyunsaturated fatty acids tends to reduce triglyceride levels. Woof, that's a lot of technical science content, but we're just going to highlight in orange and go, I'm going to have to read about these terms if they show up in the answer choices. So then we'll switch our color. Recent research shows that certain margarines and other products made from hydrogenated vegetable oils have a high trans fatty acid content and consequently interfere with adequate metabolization of polyunsaturated fatty acids. Well, this is just one other statement with a lot of technical terms from science. So I'm going to have to just largely term match and find something that is guaranteed to be true based on a very close read of the specifics once we get to the answer choices. So starting with choice A, hydrogenating vegetable oils increases the amount of trans fatty acids they contain. Well, we've got hydrogenated vegetable oils, so it's already been done. I don't know anything about the process of hydrogenating vegetable oils. Very subtle distinction, but A absolutely needs additional information. We can eliminate it, hopefully almost immediately. Then choice B, polyunsaturated fatty acids are less of a risk factor for heart disease than are trans fatty acids. Well, I'm looking for trans fatty acids. I've got a high trans fatty acid content, and that interferes with the adequate metabolization of polyunsaturated fatty acids, but these things aren't directly contrasted and compared against each other. So this comparison of are less of a risk factor is just a kind of logical leap that is not explicitly stated in that pink highlight if we read closely, so we can eliminate choice B. Then choice C, certain kinds of fats are adequately metabolized only when certain other kinds of fats are present. Okay, so we got to look for this adequate metabolized. So we see adequate metabolization. So doctors have long known that high blood triglyceride levels render a person more likely to contract heart disease, and that adequate metabolization of polyunsaturated fatty acids. Fatty acids isn't kind of fat. So I've got to, again, make sure that I'm reading this very, very closely, but that certain kinds of fats, it's a fatty acid, not a certain kind of fat. So that's going to allow us to eliminate choice C for another term shift that we can catch if we're very careful. Then consumption of certain margarines may be a contributing factor of heart disease in some people. Okay. Certain margarines is the exact term used in this pink highlight. And it says that these margarines have a high trans fatty acid content and consequently interfere with adequate metabolization of polyunsaturated fatty acids. So we know they stop the polysaturated fatty acids from being metabolized. And that reduces the triglyceride levels. And lower triglyceride levels, because high blood triglyceride levels make you more likely to contract heart disease. Lower ones would make you less likely to contract heart disease. So these margarines that stop the metabolization of the fatty acids are going to lead to higher blood triglyceride levels. And this is 100% true, and we don't, again, want to go into taking notes outside of the interface or trying to do any of this conditionally. But we also recognize the very bland statement may be a contributing factor in some people. We like these kinds of loose kind of ambiguous statements because they often can be true, whereas some of these other answer choices, if we looked at them, that only, again, with choice C, that's going to be extreme too. The hydrogenating we already talked about. We don't know anything about how it's going to affect, and increases is probably a little bit extreme, but that ambiguity of choice D actually makes it appealing if we're down to 2 here. But moving on to choice E, largely for the purposes of this video, by not eating margarine and other products made from hydrogenated vegetable oils, is hard to say, one can avoid heart disease like entirely. Wow, that's incredibly extreme. E hopefully can be eliminated almost immediately, but you can see by calling out these 2 statements of very dense technical scientific terms in different colors, you can then pinpoint the exact terms that you need to track between the answer choices and the given information to hopefully land on the correct answer for a problem such as number 9 here.